Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, 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 bum. Now
we just got copyrights by YouTube.
Star Wars is a fucking franchise. You hear me? It's a franchise of movies, of comic books, of games, of every piece of media you can name. But most importantly, for today's purposes, fucking TV shows. And that's what we're talking about. Star Wars on TV. Does it work? Is the animated stuff as good as people say? Is the live action stuff a bit shit? We're going to discuss all of that today, starting with the pre-Disney era shit. I guess 2003 Clone Wars. Are we going to cover that?
We should start with droids then.
I've actually never even seen it.
Yeah. We should start with droids or Ewoks.
It's right? Good shit. Okay, we're not going back that far. Have you never seen the 2003 Clone Wars?
I've seen it actually.
Good.
Where do you even watch it?
I think it's on Disney Plus now, right?
Is it?
It's been on Disney Plus for years.
That's the Samurai Jack one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I think my dad showed it to me when I was a kid, and it was like, it's not. I don't know if it holds up because I probably haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it was like the coolest shit ever.
I watched it a month ago. It's still very cool.
Yeah, because there's episodes. They're short, right? They're like little shorts that are condensed into one thing. You can watch
it as they put it together as a whole thing, but it is quite good. I mean, it's really just action shit, but it's
Isn't
cool
that the one
shit.
that explains where Anakin gets the scar from? Like that's
Ventress, and it also explains how it explains why Grievous has like the breathing issues that he has because Mace Windu just like crushes his chest or whatever. Good shit. He needs his inhaler. But there's also the episode. There's an episode which I think is probably my favorite, where Mace Windu. It's the only time he's ever done anything cool, and he just fights a million droids, and it's
the only time.
But then you've also got like Anakin's. You've got Anakin's like dark side ritual where he saves those weird mole people from being experimented on, and he goes like full. There's this whole story about this, dude with a corrupt arm and how he turns evil and shit, and then you see like the Vader helmet and stuff. Like they were doing that stuff before Clone Wars did like the Mortis arc. It's good shit. It's not. I don't think it's Clone Wars, the main show good, like the Clone Wars good, but it's a fun 2 hours.
It's worth watching if you imagine it as like exaggerated tales of the Jedi. Like
that's exactly what I do.
Like what 100%. I think you need to watch it as like. In universe, these are the stories about the Jedi that other people are telling. Like these are what the people remember about the Jedi. Like they
remember
were
that Legends of Luke Skywalker book that came out that was like people's tall tales of Luke Skywalker being like the craziest fucking superhero Jedi in the universe, just like that.
I think that's how you got to look at that cartoon.
Yeah, just stuff that may have happened.
I think it's cool, and it's not canon anymore. But
no, it's not.
But it's still cool.
Some of it could be. Some of it could be canon, but it's loose canon. Yeah, exactly. But it is, as per Disney's purposes, it's officially non-canon. But it's cool.
Welcome to a Hero Story, a Star Wars story.
Right.
Story.
It feels good to say, doesn't it?
Yeah. Doesn't it? It's been 2 fucking years.
Hero story, a Star Wars story.
It was January 2021 when we last posted a. January 11th, 2021.
This was going to be a monthly show.
January 6th, 2021.
When we recorded it. You look weird in it.
January 6th?
Yeah, Harper was only 13.
All right, so we weren't there.
Yeah. Look at this beardless guy.
Oh.
What the fuck was this? Where are my eyebrows? Why is it all?
And you also, I remember you dropped from the call. I remember you say like the thing about the Empire Strikes Back.
About the Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
He dropped from the call, and I become 2 panels.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Thank God for Hunter's editing.
But yeah, we're back. And last time we just talked about Star Wars movies. I'm pretty sure our opinions on the movies have not changed. But since then, we have had Mandalorian season 2. We've had the Book of Luke Sky. I think
we talked about Mando season 2 on that.
No, because we didn't get to Luke. We didn't get to Luke Skywalker because he didn't show up in Mando.
No, I think we did. I remember talking about him on that podcast.
Really? Maybe it was just when it happened.
January 20. Well, it was December 2020 was that episode. Yeah, we would have talked about it.
Oh, there you go. We must have talked about it then. We didn't get to Book of Boba Fett.
It's been a long time since Mando.
We didn't get to think about that. Did we get to Clone Wars wrapping up? We must have.
Probably not.
Probably. No, probably.
Probably.
We probably should have given a quick listen to the episode just to see what
I remember. Should have gone back on it.
the biggest one is
we
Kenobi.
mentioned it briefly, but we were focused on just talking about the movies.
Oh, right. And we're like, we'll talk more about that in the next
Yeah, we'll be like,
Next
we'll talk
time.
more about it next month.
And here it is.
Whoopsie. Well, yeah, we've got a lot of TV to cover. And I think a lot of maybe divisive opinions, because Star Wars TV for the most part has been kind of all over the place, I think. Not in terms of quality.
It's either
I don't even think it's that bad. It's just more that we've got some people have very strong opinions on things that fair enough, have your opinions, but also maybe you're just going a little bit too far, because I don't think Reva is the worst thing to happen to cinematic history. But
if you look at we have 4 live action Star Wars shows right now, right? 3 of them have come out in the last year. And I think those 3 shows run the entire gamut of like mid to good to like excellent,
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So we could talk about that.
Yeah.
I think we start with I don't know. Do we go back to Clone Wars? Do we go back to Clone Wars 2000? I just watched it.
We could briefly mention.
You watched the entirety?
Our main.
I watched the entirety of Clone Wars. Then I watched Revenge of the Sith, and then I watched Bad Batch all in one.
It's so rewatchable though, right? Like I could always return.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest thing in Star Wars. I'm putting my foot down.
It's the best greatest thing.
What are the top 3 arcs?
A Jar Jar Virus 1 on Naboo. Droids lost in the void.
I was gonna say the droid.
And then all the kids.
And the Valdez sisters, right?
Yeah. There we go. Top 3, easy.
Yeah, easily. Okay,
That's too easy.
because those are my top 3 as well.
Too easy. Yeah.
Different order, but yeah.
I think my favorite arc.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I think it's the end of season 5. The Ahsoka, the wrong Jedi, right? That's what it's called.
The wrong Jedi. Fuck bro.
Those I think those are the best. If I had to put my foot down and say like something, those are better than like 8 of the 9 movies. Those 3 episodes.
The 9th being the Last Jedi,
yeah.
which is your.
Yeah. But I think like there are arcs in that show that are better than most of the Star Wars movies, which is ridiculous.
Oh my god,
like
it's so good.
The Clone Wars, like the highest of highs, and I really don't think that it has the low lows that other parts of Star Wars have.
No,
like there's such consistency there, and it's mind-boggling to me that this is like a kid's show, because I can remember in like, I don't know, when did that come out? Like 2008, like being a kid watching Cartoon Network, seeing like a stupid, like a clone trooper commercial for Cartoon Network, and I'm like, wow, this show is like meant for kids. And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, holy fuck, this is heavy.
I distinctly remember watching Anakin stab that guy in the back in the Satine episode and being like, that's so cool. He killed that guy.
It's a lot. There's a lot of like hidden violence in that. Like the part where is it Maul's brother throws the
Savage,
lightsaber and chops off everyone
in
it's on Cartoon Network. Like the next you go from that episode of the Clone Wars to like Steven Universe or something, like it's Cartoon Network.
Well, it's like the deaths too. Like you start to care about clones. Like I sent Harper it was like some guy where he was like you go from like the saddest death at the end of an episode to the theme song at the end just going
yeah, like Fives has been shot in the chest, he's dying on the ground, and then it's just like
it's crazy how this show can redeem the prequels so much that people go from not caring about the prequels at all to like
now they're the favorite.
Right
Yeah.
because the Clone Wars elevates it that much.
It built out that era, like especially Anakin Skywalker. I think I really genuinely think it would be so hard to look back at that character in any sort of fond light if the Clone Wars didn't exist, because the movies, he's just the worst.
He whines.
I adore Anakin in Episode 3 because of the Clone Wars. I don't think I would love Anakin Skywalker
in the Clone Wars. Okay, because of the Clone Wars.
No, but like I love him as a character on the whole. Like I'm more forgiving of like, I've brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire. I'm more
new empire
because I've seen the Clone Wars and now I'm just like, no, he's my best boy. That's why I bought a fucking $1,000.
Yeah, well, it did because it's like. It was weird, they explained Anakin as he was like this war hero in the original trilogy, and then we get the prequels and we're like, this is the war hero. This is
a cunning warrior and a great pilot.
I don't like sand.
And then we get the Clone Wars and we're like, okay, this is Anakin Skywalker. Like this is the actual version that he kind of should have been. He's like charming, but he's got the darkness too. Like he's perfect.
Oh,
he should have been charming in like episode 2 when you first get introduced to Hayden.
And Hayden, because Hayden could have done it. I think.
Yeah, he absolutely could have, but instead he has to be like, but master.
But I think that and the prequels have a lot of problems. I think that the TV shows and this is like the theme of the episode, right? The TV shows. I think the TV shows allow you to give so much more character depth that you could never get in a movie. Like you could never tell the Clone Wars story across 3 movies. You know, you need that. What is it? 6, 7 seasons?
Because it might have, if they were gonna tell the Clone Wars, it would have had to be 3 full movies, and they didn't do that. So they
right.
They
skipped the Clone Wars. Yoda goes at the end of at Attack of begun. The Clone Wars has, and then like the start of episode 3, it's like, wow, the Clone Wars are done. That's crazy. Like,
we've changed so much. Yeah, well, I think you're right, JD, because you have to like you say that it's true that the shows have given the opportunity to flesh out the characters and the eras so much that like we'll talk about it in depth later, obviously, but like you get a character like Cassian Andor, who I don't know that I really cared about him in Rogue One because I don't really care for Rogue One, but like he might end up being my favorite Star Wars show. Not really.
Hold on,
he said this is knowledge. We know this.
I didn't know that, dude. That's my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie.
but you're known to be an idiot, so I mean,
I love Rogue One. What?
Are you talking to me? Are you see you guys talking to me?
I'm losing my mind.
No, but you get my point, though, right? You get my point.
Yeah, like it
allows them to flesh out the characters to like a ridiculous extent, to where like we get a character like Ahsoka has traveled through she's been in like fucking every show now,
right?
And we've just grown with her. Like it gives you these depth with these characters that we never would have gotten earlier or before at all.
And it's like none of those shows could really work as a movie. You know, like could you imagine Mandalorian as like a movie? You would feel nothing for Mandalorian. You'd be like, this guy fucking sucks. I mean, like
I wouldn't say he sucks, but you
wouldn't
feel as much.
Love him. Yeah. You would not love him to the extent that the show has made you love him.
Of course, but his first appearance in the bar,
Fett? I want Boba.
But he's just like, I could bring you in warm, I could bring you in cold. Like everyone loved him right there and then.
I remember when that show got announced, and like I was like, I didn't really have that much information, but I'm like, they're making a show about a random Mandalorian. Who the fuck cares?
Like, why not use
Boba Fett?
Yeah,
because I guess. It's 2 things. It's like if you don't know Star Wars, the title The Mandalorian means nothing to you, and if you do, it still means nothing because it's just a race. It's like I'm making a show called The New Yorker. Okay,
right?
Like it doesn't mean anything.
It's about JD.
I do have a point I want to bring up about Clone Wars. Is like having my recent rewatch. I kind of half rewatched it because I was like, let's see, it started in 2008. I was like, let's see if it holds up as well. Like, is there some shit in there that I'm like, Star Wars does pretty well to steer away from like aging poorly because it's so, it's outer space, it's fucking aliens, it's just like, it's horse shit, it's nuts, it's bullshit, it is. And so like, I was kind of watching it like, does this hold up that much? And like, I remember people still go, oh, season 1 and 2 are kind of kiddie and not as good. And then it gets really good. I think season 1 and 2 are really solid. I think they're not as solid as later seasons. Well, they are solid.
It's just the animation that looks a little
off. The animation's a bit stiff, but the animation's mainly stiff for like, there's like 5 episodes in that show in the first season that were produced first. And it's very obvious, but then the rest of it looks fine.
It also might be a thing where it's like the show looks so good now, Star Wars animation, that looking back, we're like,
I was about to say,
that's probably it.
It was never a problem before. It's just now for like the last season, it's incredible.
Oh, it looks
good. Especially even like Tales of the Jedi, and like it all looks, it all looks so good.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean, the story with Clone Wars is that they were like, oh, this looks good, but like, it could look better. And George Lucas was like, how about I just give you all of my money and you will make it look perfect. And then it became, what it became, where it looks fucking amazing. But like, I remember watching it being like, what is my favorite arc going to be? And I always expect it to be an Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
It's got to be Mortis.
Because those are the 3, right? Well, Mortis, I think Mortis.
Umbara.
It's not Mortis, it's the final arc. But dude, that was what I was going to. The Umbara arc with the clones. I remembered loving it. I don't remember loving it as much as I ended up loving it. Like rewatching it. When they're shooting each other, when Rex runs out and the music swells up and he goes, "It's clones! They're clones!" And they're like, and then he's like, "They're clones!" and he's shaking his hands and he takes the helmet. Dude, I'm getting fucking chills. Like,
yeah, the goosebumps.
That kind of shit in Clone Wars, there's a lot of that in that show, and there's some that aren't quite that quality, but that level is like unattainable by anything else in Star Wars, in my opinion. I've never felt that much raw, like, oh my god, emotion. Like, I fucking love The Empire Strikes Back, but I've seen it so many times that by the time Luke loses his hand, I'm like, oh, he got wrecked. That was crazy. I don't like. I'm not.
It has to do with it has to do with the fact that you've spent so much time with Rex. Like, we spent more time with Rex than we probably have like Luke Skywalker.
We have,
you know. There's Rex. There he is.
Wait, what? He is. That's it.
That's Rex.
501st.
Rex.
That's where you ended up.
Yeah,
I thought he'd be dead by now.
He's just in my cabinet now.
He's aging really well.
No, he's in my cabinet. He fought on Andor, and now he's a hot toy.
I thought he was fiction.
That's a good point about Rex like appearing more than like Luke Skywalker. If you think about it, some of those Clone Wars characters, like, you get so many hours of screen time between the episodes that I mean, they are bigger than like in a way bigger than Han, Leia, or Luke.
Well, it's the thing is like Ahsoka is like our modern. Like, we've grown with Ahsoka to the extent where she's like nearly the main character for us in Star Wars. Like, everything kind of revolves around her nowadays,
especially when a show releases.
And it's like you can watch all of the movies and never know who she is, but when you watch the shows, you're like, actually, she's the best fucking character in this universe.
It was like the first time, like, so I saw Clone Wars as a kid. My lightsaber just died. The first time I rewatched it, I remember watching it and then people being like, oh, the clones, and then listing like, every clone that they love. Fives, Echo, Jesse, blah, blah, blah. I never in that first rewatch, like, paid much attention to the clones. I was just more like, yeah, Jedi is so cool. It wasn't until the second and then this most recent third time that I rewatched it that I'm like, so like, you guys remember Waxer and Boyle, the two dudes that take care of the little fucking Twilight girl, and then later they show up on the second Battle of Geonosis, and you're like, yeah. And then in the Umbara arc, it's Waxer or Boyle. I think it's Waxer dies, and I'm just like, where's Boyle? He's got to know. Like, you can't separate them like this. I was so and it's like a 30-second scene in a random episode, and I'm just like, no,
but that's literally the thing, is like, that literally will affect you so deeply. Five's death will affect me so deeply, and then I'll watch the movies and I'll be like, all right, Luke's dead, I guess, or okay, I guess Leia's, like, I guess
got stabbed.
I'm like, oh, whatever, but it's like Fives, it's because we spent so much time. They're so well written.
Correct.
You see Fives coming as well because he finds out about Order 66 and everything.
You see him what?
Well, in this one version I saw,
I think he downloaded the wrong version of the Clone Wars.
You see his death approaching.
There you go.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Because he finds out about Order 66, and it's like, there's still so many episodes. Like, you can't get that out. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, we know that he can't expose it.
Yeah.
But like,
Fives is. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say that you grow so attached to the clones, but it's one of those things where Order 66 is gonna happen no matter what, right? So you grow so attached to all these characters, and you're like, they're all gonna turn on the Jedi. Like,
but that's exactly it. It's like they're actually, like, most of the time, like, stories are constrained by continuity. Like, if there's a dead point, we go like, if there's an end point, we go like, all right, well, we know what's gonna happen. It doesn't really matter. But like, they're so good at writing these characters that it still seems surprising, and I'm still heartbroken at Order 66, even though it's all I've ever known. Like, there was never a point where I didn't know the clones were going to turn on the Jedi.
Right.
But when I see it, I'm like thinking, like, I wonder what this one clone we met is doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, some of them, like Gregor made it past, and he's in then Bad Batch, and then he's in Rebels, and that's so cool because he's just in that one episode where the droids are in the void, and you're like, yo, this is a clone commando trooper. You think he's dead, and they bring him back, and it's cool shit, and I care. Why do I care? Like, I shouldn't care, really.
Because,
but, like, Fives' death is more, but Fives' death, like, that is so, wow. I just looked over behind my computer and I saw the quiz results from this week's podcast, and it just sort of broke my heart a little bit. Fuck me.
Instant
Jesus Christ. Everything dies.
It's Harper
3. Oh, it's bad. Why have I still got it out, dude? Yeah, but like, Fives' death hurts. And then you get to the final arc of the Clone Wars, and you have Rex trying to stop himself from turning Order 66, and he's just going, Fives, find him. Fives, find him. Oh my fucking god, bro. Clone Wars is the best.
I remember like staying up 3 a.m. in the morning to watch those episodes. Like I was like, I can't wait. I need to know how this fucking show ends. And it was just like, it was.
I remember when
I
they
don't know
came
that a
out
Star
at 5
Wars
in the afternoon.
movie experience.
It is,
but I don't know if a Star Wars movie experience could affect me the way like waiting for that finale did, because it felt like so earned and so built up. And even though we know where Ahsoka ends up, it was still like, what's gonna happen? You know, like who's gonna die? Who's
Maul.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
That ending arc again is one of those arcs that's like better than most of the movies.
Yeah, I agree.
That arc especially.
I agree.
Like they ended on the highest of notes.
It actually makes
it's almost a miracle.
It makes me feel so deeply. What? Sorry, what happened?
You started talking. We all like waited, then you just froze.
God damn it, man, dude! Australia can go fuck itself.
No, not your internet. You
just stopped
talking. Oh man. I was just gonna say, like, that final arc of the Clone Wars like broke me. Well, not broke me, but it made me feel so deeply emotional that like once we got to Tales of the Jedi and we see like, you know, some of the stuff that happened afterwards, I was like, oh, that's right. Like it is okay for some of these. Like just seeing that Ahsoka was okay and that Rex was there waiting for her and shit like that, like at Padme's funeral. Oh man.
Damn, that was really good. But it's like that ending arc. I think a lot about how a lot of Star Wars movies will end on like the craziest shot you've ever seen, and it's like all the heroes united.
Yeah, like a kid with a broom.
Whatever. It's always the or kid with the broom, and it's usually the biggest thing. It's like
the craziest shit you've ever seen.
I like that the Clone Wars is this massive show, and there's so many characters and so much action. And then the final shot is like of Darth Vader, and he turns on her lightsaber, right? And then he sees Morai, right? That's the owl thing. Yeah. And is it the last shot the
last shot is
helmet?
The 501st helmet, yeah.
Yeah, and we're just like it's like a perfect.
Just thinking about it, by the way.
It's like beyond perfect ending. It's like the perfect visual ending.
Of it.
That looks good.
That's what.
There you go.
And it's
but that shot is like that shot says everything, you know, like that shot, whether you have watched the entire show or not, you see that and you instantly recognize this is the end of the Clone Wars.
Because you can see
like,
Vader in the reflection, right?
You see Vader in like the
and that was so cool, just seeing Vader in the Clone Wars animation style, even like it felt so earned. Like we've been waiting forever for that. And he didn't need to say a single word. It was just like I think
it's great in general.
Yeah.
Sorry,
would the finale? Would the finale of that show be ruined if he picked up the lightsaber and then he just went no? Would you be
no? Let George write a line.
We'll let him write one. What could happen?
I was gonna say is Star Wars TV has taken like I think we'll get into this more later, but like especially with Darth Vader and like Mando, it's like they've taken weird like subtle approaches to where you're like these characters don't need to say shit and we kind of get it, and I think they've taken the time to like earn that, you know. And I think that's really cool because Star Wars is so fucking dumb, but the fact that a lot of these shows can make these characters feel so real, it's like it's special, kind of like it really helps Star Wars because the characters in the movies, they're exaggerated, you know, like they're real people, but they do like things where they have exaggerated arcs that have to conclude in like a 2-hour movie, you know. But in a show, it's like, no, we can carry these characters for a very long time and we can see how they last, like just on the back of them being this person. And I think that's really cool.
I
they take their time to earn
the other day. I saw a comment the other day that I'm like, I knew you would love this, because it was someone who said, I don't like Andor because I don't come to Star Wars for good writing. I come here for spaceships and lightsaber fights. And I was like, wow. I'm like, you like, it's just like,
wow.
Like, how do you
like, good. Screw you, History of the Flash.
It's too good. Like Andor's too good.
I guess
ridiculous.
We kind of just talked a lot about how Clone Wars is probably the best Star Wars in TV, but there's a lot of others. Maybe we'll get into the other stuff. If you asked me
to take one piece of Star Wars and erase the rest from my memory, I'm taking Clone Wars.
Same.
I would get rid of the rest. I would just.
And then we'll be like, all right, JD, time for you to watch Clone Wars for the first time. You'll be like, a cartoon? No, I'm good.
Well, no, but there's people like that, and that fucking kills me. Like, you'll have like a friend in real life that you're like they're like, oh, I love Star Wars. And you're like, oh, have you ever seen the Clone Wars? They're like, no. And I'm like, oh, hey, watch it. It's great. It's on Disney Plus. And they're like, oh, it's animated. It's a kid show. Nah. Like,
yeah.
Broaden your horizons.
Star Wars is a movie for kids. Like, what changes the fact that it's animation? Yeah,
exactly.
And the show is darker than the show has moments that are darker than most of the
movies.
It's
still a kids thing in the end, of course, but Star Wars is for everyone. Like, there's so many people out there that are just like, oh, I don't want to watch it because Star Wars is meant for adults, like it's dark. It's like, oh, really? When did you learn about Star Wars? Oh, I was 6.
I was 5 and my dad showed it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, George Lucas says he's like, Star Wars is made for kids. It's not really it's not really entirely made for children, but it's one of those things where if you're an adult Star Wars fan, you've kind of got to take the sillier stuff with the really serious stuff, because otherwise you're missing the fucking point. Is that it is a very inclusive. Hey, some of this is I'm sorry, but you can't go, I grew up with Attack of the Clones, I love Attack of the Clones, and then watch Dexter Jetster fucking walk in and be like, Obi-Wan, and then be like, oh yeah, this is mature. Like, no, it's the stupidest shit you've ever seen. But that's the thing.
I think we're actually in a point where Star Wars is actually being allowed to grow up a little bit. Like, there's some dark shit in the new, everyone's talking about how Disney, made Star Wars, for kids or whatever. Obviously, it's always been for kids, but Disney's doing things with Star Wars that are very adult, and it's really surprising in some ways. I don't know what show we want to talk about next, because I'm thinking of Obi-Wan.
Horses of Destiny.
Want to wait.
Horses of Destiny. Yeah, let's just get into the next show.
Rebels. I think Rebels, because Rebels will be a brief conversation.
All right,
Rebels is great.
Let's go around and give our quick thoughts on it. Harper, you want to start?
I think I've watched all of Rebels, unlike JD, who's watched the best parts on YouTube. I think Rebels, on the whole, is pretty good. I think Rebels' highest highs are fucking some of the best in Star Wars. I think there is a lot of filler, but at the same time, I'm an adult, so if I'm like, oh, I'm going to rewatch Rebels, I'll just skip the episodes I don't really give a fuck about, and that's fine, because I've already watched it before. It's okay. I desperately wish the animation was still the Clone Wars. God,
Yoda.
Rebels Yoda.
Yeah. Yoda. Or even Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan looks like she's like 14 years old in that fucking show.
It's
yeah. I think I might agree with everything you said about Rebels. I think it does introduce a lot of characters that, like Kanan in particular, I think is one of the better new Star Wars characters. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to see where they take a lot of those characters in Ahsoka. Like, I want to see Sabine. I want to see Thrawn as well. And he's not a Rebels exclusive character, obviously.
Fucking love Thrawn. But Rebels got me into Thrawn.
I want to see more Ahsoka, and I want to see more Ezra. I'm excited to see how he grows up.
For Rebels, Thrawn got me into
hopefully
reading.
He grows up.
Rebels Thrawn got me into reading fucking Legends. I read 5 Legends
Timothy Zahn
books. Yeah, dude. I was like, I'm never touching Legends, and then Thrawn showed up. I was like, maybe I'll touch a little bit of Legends. Maybe I'll get into a little bit of that.
For me, for Rebels, I watched the first 2.5 seasons, like a little bit of season 3, and I never enjoyed it. I liked Ahsoka fighting Vader. I liked all the Ahsoka stuff, really, all the Clone Wars stuff.
Never enjoyed
the clones. But besides that, I was just bored.
Because Sonic didn't show up, and
I was waiting for him to show up because he's the blue blur, But he's the fastest thing alive, but he never showed up.
This is Thrawn, not Sonic.
Yeah, well, essentially,
there's a blue guy on my screen.
I felt like I was forcing myself to watch it just because it was Star Wars media that I've never seen before, and I hate Ezra. I never enjoyed him once.
You hate him?
I thought I'm really hoping you would grow to like.
You better watch how you say that, because Ezra Miller will pop up right behind you.
I know.
That's true.
I think that
I don't know when they first appear,
season 4 especially.
When they first appear,
Ezra grows up.
Well, he's stealing, he steals Kanan's lightsaber in the first episode, and then lies about it, and then today, he's stealing liquor and getting arrested. So that was an Ezra Miller joke. No one got it for a second. You all froze.
We were all confused. I was like, I don't remember in season 4 him doing that.
There's maybe someone like one guy watching the YouTube video right now. I was like, ha, that was a good one.
That's a really joke. No, but like I just felt like I was forcing myself to watch the show, and eventually it just kind of became like something that I would watch once in a while, and I just gave up.
I think you might want to watch at least YouTube video of like the Thrawn stuff.
I feel like I will finish it before Ahsoka because I know it's heavily tying into the Ahsoka series.
Ahsoka's gonna be
Ahsoka
is like people are waiting for.
Yeah, it's Rebels essentially. So I'll probably force myself to finish it, but I never really liked it despite a few moments.
I hate forcing myself to do something, and then he's like, I guess I'll have to force myself to watch it.
I hate doing it.
Weren't you reading like Captain America or something for like 25 issues?
And you hated it from like the second issue. Covers.
Yeah,
You're
that's
so
Spider-Man right now, dude. That's me with Spider-Man.
Dude, like if you're not that interested, you could watch Rebels and be like, oh, it's one of those episodes, and like half watch it while on your phone or something, and then just pop up for the important shit.
I never go on my phone when I watch stuff, so I just feel like I'll learn something.
You got to learn to like figure the right thing to go on your phone during, because it'll make it 10 times better.
Yeah, fair. JD, I know you start drinking.
For me, Rebels is all just YouTube clips. I've never actually watched a full episode. I've never wanted to. I've seen
watch season 4 in its entirety. It's legit.
Good. I won't. No, I don't think I will.
It's good though.
I don't think I will.
Well, that's idiotic that you said that, but sure.
That's a crack addict. That is a crack addict.
To be fair, good JD, point. That is how he looks in Empire and Return.
Look at his teeth.
That's how he looks. That's how he looks in those movies.
Crack addict.
He looks like that in those movies, bro. He's fucked up.
I think that Rebels has some really cool scenes, and I think that it makes some great YouTube videos, but I couldn't get.
That one video where they show Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds, or the World Between Worlds, right? Yeah, and then they show all the clips of everything. That's a great YouTube video. That's probably I honestly, I might not argue that that's the best way to consume Rebels, because
yeah, fair enough. Next show.
Can we talk about Boba Fett? Is that the next show?
Oh, we should do Bad Batch
before Boba,
or Bad Batch, since we're in animation right now. Why not?
Okay, let's talk about Bad Batch.
I never finished Bad Batch.
Let's do Bad Batch. I watched all of it very recently. I never finished it when it first came out. It's pretty good. It's not as good as Clone Wars. It's not as good as the high of Rebels. And it's interesting how half of that series is just what character can we throw a cameo in for an entire episode, and that's about it. And I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but that is a lot of that show.
It is very much like the video game formula of just different missions every
that's also like Mando.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's true. Although this is 16 episodes long.
The most interesting thing about Bad Batch to me is that my dad, who is like an OG Star Wars fan, he saw the first one that came out. He would have been 11 years old. And the one thing that modern Star Wars has really got him with is the Bad Batch, to the point where he has bought all of the figures. I'm like, that's this amazing. Is what got you. You have.
Is he going to buy the hot toys?
I probably could convince him to. I think that'd be a bad like business decision, but I think if I pushed him a little bit, he probably would. But yeah, I always thought that. I find that really funny.
Month. I bought the hot toys.
Well, he's literally like, we'll be at Target, and I'll be like, Dad, they got like record. Do you want him? He's like, oh, it's like $35.
Oh, right,
ripping me off.
Dude, I to be fair to your dad, I really like the Bad Batch as a set of characters. I think they're
me too. I
even really like Omega. I'm gonna be honest. Like Omega started off quite
your voice kind of reminds me of Omega. Every time you talk, I'm like, hey, it's Harper.
But I'm not, man.
But I find it interesting that that's what he decided to get, like just all the Bad Batch.
They're a great cast. I really like.
They're a great cast. It's one guy.
Well, I mean, like the characters.
I know. I just want to say
we got Rambo. You have the Hulk. You have Cyborg. You got Ellie. Yeah, you got everyone.
I watched it as it came out. It was one of the shows that I actually would watch at 1 a.m. my time, because that's when episodes would drop. I was really into it.
Less happens in Bad Batch than Rebels, and yet you're like,
I know. I really enjoyed it. And Harper, you finished like a few months ago, and I remember you being like, I just finished the Bad Batch, and I'm just like, I thought you watched it when it came out.
I definitely did not say it like that.
I know, but the way you said it,
I went, oh, I finally finished The Bad Batch because I only watched the first half of it when it came out. I just finished it. That's what I said. I didn't go, hey guys,
I was shocked though, because you're the star. Oh, you froze, so I could talk. I was shocked.
As if anyone gives a fuck.
I was shocked because you're more of a Star Wars fan than I was, so I just assumed that you watched it as it came out. But turns out, oh wow, you really did freeze.
He was really frozen.
Yeah,
it's a Star Wars tradition apparently.
Yeah.
I heard everything you said, but yeah.
I mean, good little echo.
You look like Rebels. You look like Rebels animation for a minute.
He's acting like a droid.
Yeah, he's method right now.
I think
What's
that
the next
going
show?
to kill myself.
Well, I think that Bad Batch is just too many episodes, but I think it's overall like a cool concept. Like those unfinished episodes that were on YouTube, like watching those as a kid, oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
From the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm excited for season 2. Tyler, did you say your thoughts on it, or?
I never finished it.
Oh right.
I think I got up to the Fennec episode. I don't know, something it did feel a bit like samey for me. I was like, how many times are they just gonna like evade getting captured or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt that like 4 episodes.
That's fair. Harper, next show. As you take.
I guess Boba Fett. I guess you got to do Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. I have a lot of opinions about Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Should we go around? Because
we'll go around.
Honestly
you can start.
Okay, I think Boba
I
Fett
thought it
is
was my
indicative.
show. I thought it was.
Never
my
mind,
show.
Tyler. Shut up, Harper.
Tyler,
Sir?
you can start.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I had to get his permission.
I think that the Book of Boba Fett, which first of all is a title that makes absolutely zero fucking sense. The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
right?
makes no sense.
It should have been called The
Reading on
Mandalorian,
Disney.
The Book of Boba Fett, right? That would have made more sense. But I think that is indicative of everything that is wrong with Star Wars today, to the point where like I actually understand when people say that Star Wars is dead or dying and they point to that show, I go, okay, yeah, I think I get it. Because it is a show that, like, you know how people say that Marvel movies are just like cameo fest about, you know, blah blah blah, and it has nothing to do with actually the plot. That's exactly what Boba Fett was. And I know like the phrase glub shitto is invented by the internet, but like I really feel like they must have like known about that term in making that show, and they were like, we're gonna throw all of them in, because
all the
did we really need a detour where Luke Skywalker, first of all, like meets Ahsoka off screen, right? Why do we never get that moment? And if we're gonna get that moment, it shouldn't be in fucking Book of Boba Fett. Do we need an episode entirely about the Mandalorian? Do we need for Mando and Grogu to reunite and pretty much just throw away everything that happened in season 2?
I hate that.
Do we need this stupid ass subplot about like Garsa Fwip? That's the fucking Twi'lek bitch that runs the that most Espa place. Do we
It goes
need those
nowhere.
two
She just
stupid
gets
Jabba
exploded.
people? She gets blown the fuck up. And I think Max Rebo is in there, so that rest in peace, Max Rebo.
The cyberpunk
I
kids.
think. Yeah, I was about to say the
Yeah.
fucking kids on their Vespas, like that was terrible. It was just like watching it. I think I got a little bit like overwhelmed with the nostalgia, like that episode, especially episode 6, I think it is, where it's like Cobb Vanth, Cad Bane debuts in live action. Luke Skywalker's there, Mando's there, Ahsoka's there, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. But it does not belong in that show, and I think it drags it down so much. And it makes me. I look at that show so negativly now.
Return of the Mandalorian, episode 5.
Great episode. But
a stranger comes from the desert. From those two
desert
episodes,
comes a stranger, which is fucking amazing.
Stranger, yeah, sorry.
Such a
dude.
good
They are great episode, like incredible episodes,
phenomenal episodes
by themselves. Yeah, not in the Boba
for a
Fett
different show, for an entirely different show. Because it's like Boba Fett should be the focus. Like this was the opportunity for them to actually make Boba Fett the legend that everyone already thought he was, but like he never actually got to be. And he's in a back to tank for half of it, right? And he's like remembering the worst story ever about the stupid Tusken Raiders. Like, I don't care. It was just so
cool that they
frustrating.
have development, but you really need their development to be as long as like your average Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but for no reason as well.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what it was. Just like that show was shocking to me that they did as much as they did in that show.
Because they could have done anything. They could have put him on any planet, a new planet. They could have had him set up with anyone. But you decided to keep him on Tatooine, remembering about Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, and I like the idea of Boba Fett being like the kingpin of Tatooine, Mos Espa, Mos Eisley. Like I like that idea, especially with Fennec as like his hitman. Like that's a really solid idea.
Got my message.
We almost didn't need a show about it because it like kind of the idea kind of stands on its own. I think we get it. I don't know that we actually needed a show to explain it all.
That in Mandalorian. Like
exactly.
Scenes
it
where maybe
been...
Mando just messaged Boba Fett and Boba Fett's like, yeah, I'm running this place now, kind of thing.
Yeah, like because there's so much wasted time. Like remember that one Twilight guy who's like he's pretty much like the court jester and he's the most annoying character in Star Wars history. Like fuck Jar Jar Binks, fuck Rose. It's whatever that guy's name is. That guy fucking sucks. And the fact that they didn't blow him up like they blew up everyone else is like a testament to the fact that show had no idea what it was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that show. I don't hate it. I think it's very well made. I think there are very good episodes in it, but as a whole, I think that show is like everything wrong with Star Wars.
I just
don't have the faults.
Yeah. The worst
it's good?
Oh, sorry. You could speak, leader.
Thank you. I am famously the leader from Captain America: New World.
Yeah, I thought that was me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Get the measuring tape out.
Yeah. Do have a measuring tape.
Ain't you Squidward with that nose? Anyway, I think it's good.
Still working the cash register, Squiddy.
Jesus, that was good.
Thanks, pal.
When are we doing our hero story, a sponge story?
Sponge? Yeah.
I think Tyler is just like I was thinking about Book of Boba Fett then. I was thinking about what I could say. And then I just listened to Tyler talk for like 5 minutes then, and I'm like, yeah, I got nothing to add.
What he said.
He did it.
What he said.
He did it. Yeah, he said literally everything.
The only thing I would add is
just
how much
remember being so disappointed.
Yeah, how much it sucks that they just gave Mando Grogu back and it makes the season 2 of Mandalorian ending kind of just. Oh my
I think it's just because they want season 3. They didn't want to waste any time, which is silly.
Wait, what is it? What's the number?
Well, it was already marked at 3, so I think that's a pretty good measurement, right?
Well, that's just like my. Anyway, what do you think of Book of Boba Fett, JD?
I think Book of Boba Fett. So my parents actually watched this one, and they're very picky and choosy with what they watch. You know, they loved Mandalorian, so they're like really hyped to watch Boba Fett.
Mandalorian, Walking Dead.
I think Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix.
I think it's like what Tyler said. Like the concept of it is so much better than the show could ever be. The idea that he's a like a crime boss with the sniper girl.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I forget what her name is.
Fennec.
Yeah. He's a crime boss with Fennec, and Cad Bane is gonna return. Like just the idea of that is like, dude, fucking awesome. But then we get like in the fucking tank for 30 episodes, and even my parents were like, "Is he ever gonna get out of the water?"
Is he gonna heal finally?
It is interesting too because Tamara Morrison is fucking good and he looks fucking cool and he's so cool. He's just so cool and I want him to be cool.
He needs to keep that helmet on more, but he is
good. Yeah, he did take it off.
I agree. I like when he takes it off. He looks cool, but you just need to do it right. Like, dude, he was so good in Mandalorian season 2. He was fucking amazing.
I know, but trucking you, Mandalorian.
Yeah. I'm just a simple man making my way through the galaxy like my father before me. Fuck, it's so good. He's so good. And him and Mando teaming up in the finale, it's cool. But I'm just like, why can't you make Boba as cool as you made Mandalorian?
Well, that's the thing for me is like, I think Book of Boba Fett kind of, it works on one aspect where I think it really properly sets up this era of Star Wars, like the post original trilogy pre-sequels. We'll get a name for it eventually, I guess. But it's like the Mando era, where you have Mando running around, you have Grogu, you got Boba Fett and Fennec. Is that what it's called?
Well, isn't it the Age of Resistance? Because we had Age of Republic, Age of Rebellion, Age of Resistance.
I guess technically they would call it that, right? Yeah.
What?
No, the Age of Resistance is the sequel era. So I guess this is technically in the sequel era, right?
This is technically sequel era. Actually, maybe it's the Rebellion era still, I guess.
This is like the Sandman argument. I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is I like that we have established how kind of diverse the characters we have are. Like we have Cobb Vanth, we got Boba Fett, we got Mando, we got Fennec, we got Luke and Ahsoka. Like there's so much going on in this time in Star Wars that I really, really like this time and place in Star Wars. Like this era, Mando, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, I love it. And I think the show really kind of established that it really works as like one cohesive time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should have been this show. And I'm excited to see wherever all this ends up. But yeah, I don't know what
are they going to do like a Star Wars TV end game or something? Yeah.
I think they are though. I think that's what they're going to do. And I honestly think that sounds fucking awesome. Like I think if they properly build up Mando season 3, Ahsoka and I don't know what else they would be doing, right? With show wise.
Are they doing Book of Boba Fett too? There was a banner for it.
What? Maybe. Then we have Thrawn, as the big bad, and we have all of the good guys that we've set up. And I think sell that as a movie, and that's worth seeing. I'll pay a ticket. I'll fucking pay as much as I need to because that sounds fucking awesome. It's just
you just didn't need to set it up in 1 or 2 episodes of Boba Fett
in a show that really needed to be about the main character.
Yeah. Like I think Cobb Vanth showing up in that show totally makes sense. Even Mando, it's really cool. If you didn't give Mando Mando has that whole episode to himself, and it's so good, but it's literally to himself.
Yeah.
Just have Mando show up in Boba Fett, have Cobb Vanth show up, team up with Boba Fett, and we'd be like, oh, okay, I see where this was going. But
and it should have been. It's even like it's as easy as like changing the title of the show. Like if you made it like The Mandalorian and then subcategory, the Book of Boba Fett or whatever.
Or just Star Wars
makes it like
Galaxy
make way more sense. Star Wars, whatever, exactly. Tales of Mos Espa, sure.
A Star Wars story, the story of Boba Fett.
Tales of Tatooine.
That's better. Tales of sure. Like, but I'm saying it's as easy as that.
Yeah, I agree.
The show, and they just
don't call it the Book of Boba Fett. And then it's a 7-chapter book, and 2 of those chapters in said book are not the Book of Boba Fett.
Aren't about Boba Fett. And also, why is it called the Book of Boba Fett? No one's writing a book in the show.
It should be called the Bacta tank of Boba Fett, if anything.
Yeah. Watch Boba sleep. Like that's it.
Hey, we got Black Krrsantan as well. That was wild.
Krrsantan.
That's his name.
Is it a Chris? I know it's a chrysanthemum, maybe. It
technically doesn't have a pronunciation until they made it up.
Well, it's like whatever the Wookiee noise is.
Yeah, like in the comics they were like, we wrote it down, but we didn't really have an idea of what it sounded like.
I think. Well, one of the questions I think that Boba Fett the show kind of raises is like we have the show like this. Yes, he does. But it's like I have this issue of thinking like, is Star Wars maybe becoming a little inaccessible to where like Black Krrsantan shows up, and if you haven't read like what is that? That's it's in the first 10 issues, like
the first arc of Star Wars 2015.
Yeah, it's like then you like, all right, I don't know who this guy is. If you haven't watched the Clone Wars, which I'm sure you have if you watch Boba Fett, but we can't expect that. You don't know who Cad Bane is. If you haven't watched Mandalorian, which you should, but again, it's called the Book of Boba Fett. You shouldn't have to. You don't know who the Mandalorian is. Stuff like that. Like I'm getting afraid that like Star Wars is just becoming like this, what people say the MCU is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you need to know everything to know anything.
It's not a new thing.
I'm afraid of that
because I still think the funniest thing in Star Wars is having the Han Solo movie and then Kira revealed to be like the apprentice of Darth Maul. It's like so funny. And they're not going to do anything with it. You're just like, there's Darth Maul. Like I can only imagine the people who didn't watch the animated fucking, series on Cartoon Network when Darth Maul shows up. They're like, what the fuck? Who is that? And what is that the guy that died?
Yeah. Get chopped in half.
That's Star Wars,
that's exactly. I'm just, but you know what I mean. Like it's the cuts might be going a little too deep. I think, like, because at least MCU Marvel people say that everything's like too connected. It's kind of confusing, but it's just shows and movies. But like Star Wars is pulling from comics and books and other shows that are in different mediums and other movies. Like you know what I mean. I'm afraid that it might be a little if for people to get into Star Wars now might be a way more difficult than it was even a year ago. You know what I mean? I think
I'm
that's only going to
afraid
get more
that you
difficult.
might just actually be like a little bitch, though.
I guess that does make sense, but
I still think Star Wars is enough where you could kind of pick and choose, like how I pick and choose. I haven't watched Andor, I haven't watched Rebels, I haven't watched give me another one that I haven't watched.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
So of this show,
The Rise of Skywalker.
like I feel like you could still kind of pick and choose. I haven't read a lot of the comics, and you could still get the basic concept. And if you really need something, a basic Google search. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get it, but like it's got like Mando introducing Ahsoka. I think was a big thing where I was like, okay, we've introduced her, and like people should know who she is, but she's taking a focus now, and if you don't, you're like really confused, you know?
Right.
And I think because they'll reference things that are like, oh, this happened in this one episode of the Clone Wars, or this happened in this one episode of Rebels, and it's like you really need to, like, in order to watch Ahsoka, you're gonna probably have to watch all of Rebels.
Dude,
you know?
Mando season 2 when she first shows up, and the big final part of that episode is, where is he? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? That means nothing to so many people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. Is like, is it?
To my parents who have only seen the originals, they're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I remember I was watching that.
Yeah.
My partner was asleep next to me, and when she said Grand Admiral Thrawn, I went, "Oh boy!" And she thought I was having like a heart attack or something. I was like, "No, wait."
I remember
the Punisher.
Oh my god! No, wait.
Should we move on to the next show?
Yeah,
I think
probably.
we need to move on to the elephant in the room, as we'll call it.
JD's
The one that divided the internet.
Kenobi?
So that was a hero story, a story.
Wait, you were introduced. You were
why did you?
I was
stop?
expecting someone to be like, "Is it
Kenobi?
or is it
Kenobi. Obi-Wan
Kenobi.
Kenobi, which for some reason it's called.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why? I don't know why it's
I'm gonna
called
start with my
Obi-Wan
thoughts, if
Kenobi
that's okay.
and not Kenobi, but yeah.
Just call it Kenobi.
I know
Yeah,
you
just
probably have
call
the
it
most to say.
Kenobi. Okay. Right. So the first 2 episodes
And I know you've been waiting to say this.
are kind of fucked. They're kind of fucking boring. I'll be honest. I was like, all right, just get to some meat. And then we get to episode 3, and we get Darth Vader, we get Obi-Wan, and I'm like, this is sick, but it's shot in someone's backyard. Why does it look like this? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like really excited, but I'm also like, why does this look like this? And then we get episode 4, which is kind of fun. It's just a Jedi Fallen Order mission. But it's kind of fun. It's a fun, in Fortress Inquisitorius. It's good shit. Yeah. Yeah. And then we get the last 2 episodes, one of which is really good, one of which is like the best Star Wars shit ever. So weird fucking show, man. It's fucking weird.
It is
Like,
a
I
weird
like it
show.
overall, but it's the thing is, as the Vader fanboy, as the Anakin fanboy, I was almost watching that show just for that. I'm like, oh, this is what I want. Hayden is back as Vader. We get our like really cool flashback in episode 5, flashing back to before Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh, man,
amazing
that's cool.
shit. I love it. I adore that. But at the same time, thinking back on it now, should never have been like a Vader Obi-Wan story. It should have just been some small scale Obi-Wan. Like, it shouldn't.
You think so?
I really like Obi-Wan and Leia, and I think it works in canon. I think people are stupid when they go, that breaks canon.
No, that was terrible. Boo.
It absolutely makes it. It doesn't break canon, though. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't break.
I just think it was terrible.
That's fine. You can think
I
it's
hated
shit.
Leia the entire time.
I don't have a problem
When she
with
dropped off the
anyone's-
building, I wanted him to drop her. Like,
I don't have a problem with someone saying it's shit.
horrible, absolutely horrible special effects when he catches her from falling with the Force. That looks so fucking dumb. It looks like,
Okay.
it looks like Hunter edited it.
Oh, that's
Is there a
that's
200 next to me?
not an
Is there a big
animator.
200 right here?
That's a good reference.
There's gonna be.
But it's a bit like legitimately, I think we'll get into it when we talk about Andor, and I know Tyler and I will have more to say about it. But this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi mini series, the thing people have been begging for like
forever,
over a decade, 15 plus fucking years. They've been begging for this, and then some of it is fucking, oh my god, the Obi-Wan and Vader confrontation in episode 6, the fight, the dialogue, the ending of it. I think it's fucking 10 out of 10. I think it's perfect. I fucking adore it. That being said, did we need
I am what remains?
I'm what remains. It's fucking then my friend is truly
cold as hell.
dead. Goodbye, Darth. I think that stuff is fucking incredible. I think the first 2 episodes are so boring. I think the middle is like, okay, it should. I hate being this guy because I'm usually not this guy. It should have been a fucking movie, man. It should have been a movie.
Well, it initially was, right? Like that's
and it should have been a big budget kind of movie. Like it shouldn't. Like, sorry, Tyler. The thing I was going to say about you and I. No, the thing I was going to say about you and I is we're currently watching Andor now, which is a 12 episode,
which is
thriller drama set in the Star Wars universe. And Andor looks fucking amazing. It looks cinematic. It feels like a TV show. Like the pacing feels like I'm watching, I don't know, Breaking Bad or Sherlock or something like that. Like Sherlock, it's a shit example, but it feels like a TV show, right? Also, Andor looking the way it does makes me question why Obi-Wan looked the way it did. Why does Obi-Wan look so cheap at times? Why does it look so cheap? It makes no sense. I mean, we know why. It's because Andor is filmed on location, and Obi-Wan was filmed 90% in the fucking void in the studio in the what's that room called?
Green. Yeah. They went to Andor to film it. Wow.
Is it like
what is it called? What is that room?
GD. I know you haven't watched it.
Exactly
Andor isn't a place. It's the people.
It's a people. Oh, wow.
They went to the people and filmed it. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what I think about Obi-Wan, I don't know if you'll agree. If anybody will agree with me. I think it might have my favorite version of Vader, or at least Vader on screen. Best version of Vader.
Oh, fucking awesome!
Like jealous.
At least when I watched the episode, is it episode 3 where he first shows up, right? And he fucking walks down that street and he pulling people out of their houses. He snaps a kid's neck.
That was
and I'm just I'm like, holy shit! Like this is the Darth Vader that they've been fucking talking about. Like everyone is actually talking about every time they mention him. Like this is the Darth Vader that they're fucking scared of. Like we only really knew him as Anakin. Like he's not that scary in the original trilogy, I don't think. I think the most scary he really gets is
he's more nuanced he's more nuanced in like the original trilogy. You can tell he's got more things going on up here. He's thinking
but in
shit through.
This is especially like this is where we see like this is Darth Vader as prime Darth Vader. He's scary. This is the version of him that people see, and I fucking loved it. Like, I think this even could have benefited from just being an Darth Vader show, which they still could do. I think like Vader and the Inquisitors hunting the Jedi. That's a show that's a fucking series that sells itself on its own, right? Absolutely. But I think what they did in this show with Vader, especially because he's not like fully grown into the role yet. Like there's still little bits of Anakin in there. Yeah. And the show is really about like kind of killing that, at least in Obi-Wan's mind. I appreciate that a lot because we had like Obi-Wan leaves the original or the prequel trilogy and he's a little hopeful. But by the time we meet him in episode 4, he's like, fuck it, kill him. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
We needed to kind of bridge that gap. And I appreciate what the show did for that. And I think that was necessary. And I think that's why like when people say that like certain characters like Reva or the Inquisitors or whatever were unnecessary, I'm like, no, they did matter. Like she was important to Obi-Wan's arc and all that stuff.
Yeah. It just didn't fit as well as it could have.
I think it technically works. Like it was a puzzle they did put together, but I don't know if it looked that great overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't polished. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, 100% right. Yeah.
Like it all fit, but I don't know that it actually worked.
I think I come away from it too because like I like Obi-Wan a lot. I'm more of a cinematic Obi-Wan kind of guy. Like Ewan McGregor is just the best. Like I really like James Arnold Taylor. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I was like, what do you mean? He's only
I just because a lot of people prefer James Arnold Taylor because it's like the TV one. There's more there. You've got Satine and stuff. I think I am more movie. I'm more the live action kind of Obi-Wan. But like, if I was a diehard Obi-Wan fan, maybe I'd be annoyed that this wasn't the show that I wanted it to be. Although I think Obi-Wan is treated quite
I think a lot of people were.
Well, that's the thing. But as the Vader fanboy, and I'm biased as fuck, but like Vader to me in this was just perfect, man. Like there was never a Vader thing that I'm like, oh, that was off. Like the one thing I remember when episode 4 came out and he goes, he picks up Reva. And he's like, you were warned what defeat would bring. And then he puts her down gently. People were like, Vader would never do that. And then obviously the next episode, we get the revelation that Vader's like, did you think I did not see it?
Revelation, nice.
It's so oh, yeah, the revelation. Yeah, nice. It's so fucking good. It all clicks. Vader's character fucking works in that. Obviously, the flashbacks we get and how it parallels like now and Obi-Wan being like, he won't even see you. He's only going to see me. And like, he knows exactly how he's going to, that is good shit, but we didn't need all that. We didn't need Leia in it. We didn't need the fucking we didn't need like all of the really all you need is Obi-Wan and Vader somehow meeting, like the Leia stuff and all the planets and shit. It's filler. It really is.
The guy who was like the fake episodes. Jedi, the rip-off Jedi. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Kingo.
Such a stupid plot.
Kingo, yeah.
Every time he talks, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
And then he shows back up in episode 5 and you're like,
shut the fuck up.
Oh, I've got to do something good.
I also think the show I think the show was very unfairly treated. I think a lot of the cast obviously were unfairly treated. I think the show kind of gets way more hate than I think it deserves because I don't think it's not perfect. It's not, the best,
it's
but
painfully,
like I said,
it's painfully average. I think
it's painfully average with some like high peaks.
That great, but it's not.
And I think like, I really feel bad for the actress that plays Reva because my God, people are
Reva was
just
good. Like you would expect me to be like, oh, Reva was terrible. I thought she was pretty good.
She was a good character. It's a great origin story.
Correct.
Yeah. And
it's good if JD is praising the woman character.
This is a first.
I went into the show because obviously I watched it after it had already come out, and I knew that after it finished. And I knew that everyone hated Reva, and I was like, all right, am I gonna hate Reva? And then like at first I was like, all right, she's a little like, but she's fine, like she's whatever, like I don't see anything yet. And then we get the origin that she was a youngling and that she's doing this for the revenge on Vader, and like the Vader knows that it was gonna happen, like he was waiting for it. Like I thought that was genius. I thought that was great.
JD, you had the benefit.
Leia was by far the worst character of the whole show.
Yeah, probably. JD, I think you had the benefit though of watching it all at once, and I think this is a show that should have come out all at once because that week-to-week stuff ruined this show. People hated Reva for 5 weeks. Then we got the episode where it all gets revealed that she doesn't give a fuck about Obi-Wan. She just wants to get to Vader. I remember the discourse online after that episode, people being like, "Hey, Reva's story actually."
Actually,
R2. I was like, you just had to fucking wait. You just had to wait. Come on, it's okay. You can wait.
I think that because like Reva, I think especially was kind of important because it shows Obi-Wan that like it wasn't him. Like the fact that he was able to redeem her by the end, or at least help her enough, it shows that like he learns that it wasn't him. There's nothing he could have done to save Anakin. Like Anakin made that path on his own. He did it on his own, and I know Obi-Wan felt a lot of grief for that.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
What does he say? He says like, "I am not your failure," right? Like he's like,
"I am not your failure."
You don't get
Obi-Wan,
to. Yeah, I love that because that's Vader saying like, "You don't get to own what I am. Like you don't get to take responsibility or to take credit for what I became. This is all me." And I love that because like Obi-Wan, I know felt a lot of guilt about it, and I like just being able to get that weight off his shoulders, like showing like with Reva, we showed that Obi-Wan was a good Jedi. He failed. Yes, he failed Anakin, but Anakin was always going to fall and there's nothing he could have done. I think it was really cool to give him that kind of catharsis. I think that was really cool. That was my main thought on Reva, at least, was like, I think she was necessary in that aspect.
All right.
All right.
Is there another show?
There is another show.
Yeah,
there is another show. There's another show. This is the best.
So Tyler,
show.
Fuck these other guys. They can.
I actually
dude. Why is it so good? Why is Andy the best part of a live action Star Wars show? It's
I honestly think it makes me look at you two differently, JD and Hunter, because you haven't seen it. Like, it will change your fucking life, dude. Like. My life has nearly been like consumed by Andor these last 9 weeks, right? Because it is actually probably the best Star Wars ever. And that's saying so much because there's so much Star Wars, but it is so fucking good. It is so ridiculously good. Like the fact that there's like nuance in Star Wars and like drama that actually makes fucking sense. It's like doing everything that every TV show has done since like The Sopranos, where TV shows became good. And it took that and it put it into Star Wars, and it's like, oh shit. But it's like again, the fact that they could take Cassian Andor, who was probably still my favorite character from Rogue One, and make him maybe my favorite Star Wars character, and give him so many layers that we didn't know he had, and giving depth to characters like fucking Mon Mothma, who was just the Bothans lady, right? Like, oh, many Bothans died. That was all she was. She's a fantastic character. We're giving layers to characters like that never existed. It's like of the highest of quality, and I can't believe it.
The thing I really want to say is that, like, it starts off kind of slow. You know, the first 3 episodes are its own arc, then the middle 3 are like this heist arc, and then it's this prison arc. I don't think I fully appreciated the show until I got to the prison arc, and I'm like, where are we going with this story? Like, it's just Cassian Andor in a Imperial prison, and then those episodes are the best of the show, and they're so good, and they're like so unique. And then the closer we get to the finale, the more Star Warsy this show is becoming. Like, and like there's I want to make a point about Kenobi versus Andor, which obviously I said, like, it looks better. Andor looks a lot better. Obviously, we get Coruscant.
I am better. This Andor talk.
I am better. Better. But like, also the dialogue is that, and I mean this for Hunter and JD especially, Kenobi is it's okay. The dialogue's good, and especially when we get to the finale, there's some real poignant shit. Andor is that the entire way through. It's characters talking with like such depth and complexity and nuance.
Yeah.
There is. I would love to read this speech. It's one of like the most powerful parts of the show, but I just want to read it.
Is it Luthen's speech?
It's Luthen's speech. It's fucking amazing. Can I read this?
You got to set it up. It's basically he's so Luthen is kind of this middleman for a lot of the rebellion. Hasn't exactly formed yet, but Luthen is kind of this middleman for a lot of people that are working to build the rebellion, and he's got a spy that's implanted in the Imperial. Like, they're kind of like a bureaucracy at this point. The Emperor is ruling, but there's like and so he's got a spy there, and the spy asks him if he can leave, and Luthen says, no, you can't. And he goes, well, why are you forcing me to do this? What have you ever sacrificed for what we're doing? And then this is what Luthen says.
Do you want me to do the Scars Guard?
Stellan Stars Guard?
Or did you want me to read it?
Do it. Just do it.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I watched the first 4 episodes. So.
Okay, this is what he says. He says, what have you sacrificed? And then he goes, calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I've made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago, from which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they've set me on a path which there is no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost. And by the time I looked down, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. No, the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything. Holy shit! In Star Wars? In Star Wars.
And it adds a lot of layers. Like,
no one in any of the movies has said anything that cool ever. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Darth Vader. You're my favorite character. You've never been that cool. Like,
the best thing that I think Andor has done, and it's something that it's one of the reasons I really like The Last Jedi, but it's something that Andor is really specializing in, that they set up in Rogue One, where it's like, it's not as simple as good versus bad. There's so much gray area with these characters. And, like Andor, he says in Rogue One, like, we've all done terrible things for the rebellion. Like, they've all done horrible things. Pedal? And now it's like, we get to actually see like the day-to-day of like, these people are sacrificing everything. And some of them are doing really terrible things to people that might not deserve it because they need to win. And it's like, it gets you rooting for some of the bad guys, because like some of the bad guys, there's even worse people that are pushing down on them. And you're like, I want to see this bad guy succeed. But then you realize, like, why am I rooting for this person? And then they turn out to actually be like terrible, and you're like, fuck, like it's one of those shows where every character is so well written that you want to root for them all, but they're all going against each other. So you're like, fuck, I have to pick a side.
And they're all kind of shitty.
It's so good. It's insane. It's insane. And the funniest part to me is that they established Cassian Andor. They've given him a backstory where he's a caveman. And I think that's like hilarious. They've made him like Captain America. He's a man at a time. But it adds so much to his character. It's like, oh my God, I didn't know that he did know something outside of this life. Like he says he didn't in Rogue One.
He says in the movie,
I think
I've been
he's
in
a
this
fucking
fight since I was 6 years old.
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
I think he's a fucking liar.
Yet.
Yeah,
I think he's a liar, and I think that adds so much to his character, and especially the performances in this show are like unlike anything in Star Wars because they feel like real people, and it's so good. And they say shit in Star Wars, which blew my fucking mind. Yeah, it's just so good, and there's sex in it. That's crazy. Yeah, it's mature,
it's not made for people like Hunter.
No, JD. He said sex, not sexist.
Well, there is a little bit of sexism in it, so you might like that. But I think it's honestly like I kind of earlier today was talking to my roommate because we watched it together, and I said, like, wait a minute, was the episode on Wednesday, episode 11? He was like, yeah. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There's only one left. We have to wait another 2 years. Like, it's actually, I'm actually seriously gonna miss it. I don't miss many shows.
Is there a season 2 coming?
Yeah, season 2 is gonna be
from the get-go.
Is there a season 2? What?
I was waiting for that.
But it's like
JD, that might be the funniest one, the way you said that. What? It's what?
There's
I like the Kenobi one I did earlier.
The season 2 is going to be about it's going to be closing the gap from this show is 5 years before Rogue One, and then season 2 is going to be the 4 years leading 4 years in between.
It's going to be far more rebellion based. Yeah.
They said directly up to Rogue One. The thing I'm mostly afraid of, and I don't think they will do this, is if they start to shove characters in there. Like, I think I asked you this, Harper. Did I ask you about what if we see the Rebels crew? Did I ask you about that?
I think you did. I don't think we will, but like it only.
I don't know if it's the show to do that.
That even though the time, I don't think it quite like lines up, but like Saw Gerrera is in this show played by Forrest Whitaker again, and he's much better in this than he was in Rogue One. Rogue One, he was a little bit silly. He's a lot more.
What is that monster in Rogue One that he loves? Is like a
Poor Gullets, no. Poor Gullets knows your dreams. Yeah. See, he's much more silly in that. But in this, he's much like the paranoia makes sense. Like he feels like how he did in Jedi Fallen Order. But like I was like, wait a second, are we gonna see Jyn Erso? Because Jyn Erso was obviously with Saw Gerrera, like was being raised by him as like a young rebel. Like I'm like, maybe the time actually might line up. Are they gonna give us young like
They
Jyn
could,
Erso?
and they could do it. Like they could still keep them separated. They could do it where she's with Luthen or something. I don't know. But I think this show, I am so excited to see it kind of like closing that gap. I think by the end of season 2, they said it's going to be, one whole story, 24 episodes. I already think this might be the best thing in Star Wars, but this could be like the best show, not ever, but this could end up being like one of my favorite shows. I'm just so pumped for it. And I'm so upset that it's going to end next week.
The fact that Andor by himself, like is so interesting. We haven't even gotten to him and K2SO yet. Like, those are the guys. Those are the buddies. Like, I was crying this week over like some little box droid. You know, the little box droid.
B2 Emo is what his name is. Yeah, it has the saddest moment ever for a droid. Like, they make you care for so many of these characters.
Make you
like
cry
Star
for
Wars,
a droid.
The prequel trilogy couldn't get me to care about Anakin at all. But this show makes me care about this little, like, he's so ugly, but he's so adorable. Like, he's so good. I loved him. It's just a testament to like what a proper budget and good writing and good directing will do to any show. Like, you could, if it makes me wonder if they could do a show like this about fucking any Star Wars character.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
Every character deserves a show like this. Like, who would you pick for a show like this? Any era.
Me.
I think I know who. You? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I should have picked me. I think I think a character.
The broom kid.
Well, I'm gonna say, and Tyler, you're gonna think I'm an asshole for this. If I had to pick a character to give like the Andor style TV show, it's Cassian Andor. Just because I remember when they announced.
Why do I have good news for you?
No, dead set.
We got good fucking news, man.
I'm a dead set Rogue One fucking fanboy. Sometimes that movie is my second favorite Star Wars movie. I fucking love Cassian.
I gotta rewatch.
I remember when they announced that show, like being so fucking excited, like really genuinely excited. So when it comes to what Andor level, I'm just happy that it's Andor, and I think it's just Diego Luna. I think I just fucking love that guy.
Oh, he's
so cool.
I love him too. He's too good. He's too cool. Here's what I think. I think that now we've established that like any Star Wars character with this treatment could be like, an all-time great. I think the characters that deserve this show are Finn, Poe, Rey, the sequel characters. I think if you give them this treatment, you flesh them out way more than they did in that trilogy. You could make them like that's what they fucking need. Is those characters?
Too late now, buddy. It's too late now.
Is it? Do you think so?
I don't.
Didn't Oscar Isaac literally say like I don't want to come back as Poe?
Yeah, but he's working for Marvel. He said he wouldn't work for Disney again, but now he's working for Marvel. Like I think he would do it. I think Boyega would. Show. But don't you think that would really work for these characters though?
Oh yeah, it's a Moon Knight.
Like, don't you think they could really benefit from that? Like a show like of this tone absolutely. And this well.
What character did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you saying that. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, the sequel characters because they're shit. I thought that's what you meant. But
if I think the sequel had to pick a character to get this kind of treatment,
what about
I would pick
Finn
Binks especially. A Jar
Jar Binks
style show.
Well, Tyler, you're right, and it would work, but I can't see like Oscar Isaac. I can't see John Boyega ever returning to Star Wars.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I want to see it happen. I think if they promised them that it would like they have a plan, I think they might do it. I don't know. I just want to say I want to think that like because it's just the show is established that any character could be like. Here's what's really I think interesting about Andor is this show is now setting up Andor as like a center point in the Star Wars universe. Andor is the forgotten. Cassian Andor and Jyn Erso, the Rogue One crew, are the forgotten heroes of the Star Wars universe.
Hey, they're not forgotten. Remember Luke Skywalker?
None of it would have happened.
Remember in Hope Dies, Luke Skywalker names his squadron Rogue One, and he says, "This is for Jyn Erso and Cassian."
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah,
like they're like the forgotten heroes. Like they're like the people that they sacrificed everything and their names aren't remembered, but they are the ones that changed it. They changed the fight. And I think that they're establishing Cassian Andor as like this center point of this universe. And I think like before this, I would have never fucking thought about that. And I think they can do that for any character. I think there's a list of characters I would like to see.
I've thought of the character that I would want this style treatment for. And I think JD's gonna fucking hate it. If I could, I would love it to be Dr. Aphra. I would love that.
Oh, why would you hate that? JD, do you not like Aphra?
Sucks.
She doesn't like Aphra.
She is the worst part of that Vader series. Every time she appears, I want her to get stabbed.
I remember remember Investor Day when they announced all these Disney Plus shows, and I remember Kathy Kennedy said the Acolyte, but I remember her going and I was like Aphra, and she went Acolyte, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like I really want there to be an Aphra show because I remember there was there was a rumor that Chloe Bennett, she was Quake in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to play Aphra.
Interesting.
I think Aphra. I would be really excited to see her. I would like an Aphra show. We talked about. I think we've maybe talked about this before, but I would love an Afro show. I thought they were going to make one.
I
agree with you. Fucking 100%. Indiana Jones Adventures in Star Wars. That sounds amazing.
Yes, exactly. Old Jedi temples
with evil
and
droids.
Like dude. Fuck yes.
All right, you're
also,
wrong,
I gotta say just about Andor. Like Andor is so good that by the end of this run, when Hot Toys announced that figure, man, I might cop it.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna make me debate getting a Mon Mothma. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, shit, she's so good in that show.
How much have I sacrificed? But like, they never released an Andor when they released Jyn Erso, they released K2SO, and they released like Donnie Yen's character. I don't even remember his name.
Chirrut Imwe.
Chiridim way, yeah. And then and like Jyn Erso, K2SO, and that was it. Like we never got Cassian. What the fuck? His name is Cassian Andor. That's the coolest name I've ever heard.
That was I honestly, you saying that's funny because I remember when I saw Rogue One and they said his name, I was like, that's my new favorite Star Wars name. Cassian
it's Andor.
So like good. But I never would have imagined he would blossom into such an amazing character. But I really think Andor is honestly something special. Like,
I don't think
not just a good Star Wars show, but just like great TV. It's better than any other Marvel shows, better than any other Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing to watch on TV right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean, there's also, Better Call Saul's done, so you know. But yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think of another. Oh, House of the Dragon's really good, but I'm trying to think of like out of Disney Plus's like TV.
It's the best thing on Disney Plus.
It has to be the best TV show.
It's easily the best thing on Disney Plus.
Mandalorian, I guess, gives it a run for its money, but like
I don't know. I honestly don't think
Andor doesn't have Gina Carano, so like maybe.
You guys are talking up this show so much that like I feel like I'm gonna have such now impossibly high expectations when I watch it.
Yeah,
like,
no, but I honestly think you'll like it. Like,
you genuinely think so?
I love it.
I really think so. I adore it as well. I think it's like I'm not afraid of saying it's the best Star Wars. I think.
JD,
like, I don't want to speak for Hunter here, but like you guys are like making it seem like it's gonna be like Empire Strikes Back or something. Like this is gonna be.
No, that's
but
what
you need
to.
Okay, you need to get out of your head the idea that it's Star Wars. That's the biggest problem.
You need to forget it's about Star Wars. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars show. That's the whole point.
You just need to think about you're watching
no lightsabers and no space fights. Snore.
There's a space fight. There's a space fight.
There is.
But there's no lightsabers.
How good was that?
There's no Jedi. There's no Sith. There's no nothing. It's just boots on the ground. It's a wartime show. I think it's really cool.
Okay,
that's good shit.
Well, you're selling it pretty well.
JD, do you like Andy Serkis?
Do I like Andy Serkis? I mean, he did direct Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Do you like Andy Serkis talking in a gruff voice like this? Do you like that?
I am a big fan of Carnage.
10 out of 10 show, then. You would fucking love this, bro.
He is in it, man.
He's in it.
It's one of those shows that like it unfolds and there's always a new surprise. And like we said, like there's a formula to never what is it? It's like never more than 12.
Never more than 12.
But it's one of those shows that like there is a formula to like other Star Wars shows or other more Disney Plus shows, like Marvel shows especially. But this is a show that unfolds naturally. Characters get added, characters get taken away, and you never really know what's coming. And I think you never really know what's what.
I think that's show really cool. That it makes you cheer for character development, like that quote we just had.
Yeah,
like usually I cheer because it's like, yo, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan are gonna fight. This is sick. But it made me cheer because I'm like, oh, the character who was an asshole is learning that maybe things aren't always like what he thought.
Like,
I'm
they're
like
friends.
excited.
They're friends.
I'm looking forward to watching it. I just hope that it delivers.
I think you might have to watch the first 3 as one block because that's how they released it. Because I think if you stop after like episode 1 or 2, you might go like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch the rest. It takes a little bit. It's a slow burn, but that's because it's a show that knows it's good and knows that it can take its time to win you over, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it takes until such and such to get good. It's more one of those things that once you get further into the show, you go, oh, I get it. And you kind of look back and you go, oh, yeah, right. No, that makes total sense. Like it's it's like Breaking Bad. I always found the first season of Breaking Bad really hard to get into.
My name is Skylar White, yo.
My husband is Walter White. But then once you get into that show, the further you get, you go, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, you said what?
Walter.
We're talking about Cassian Andor, Walter.
Walter, put your Andor away, Walter.
And he never got to see Andor, did he?
Thanks for listening,
Walter White.
Thanks for listening. What? Are we done?
Are we? I don't know.
What is there? Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
Jedi's great.
It's great.
Tales of the Jedi was so great. Please continue. Please.
It's so good.
I think if I could say about Tales of the Jedi, I think what they need to do, Ahsoka's great. We love Ahsoka, but branch out and give us characters that like. Remember,
I think this was the Ahsoka animated wrap up. Really.
Yeah,
like this was.
I think it was supposed to be the part of the last season of the Clone Wars before it got canceled. But that like Dark Disciple, what is a Quinlan Voss and
that's a great book. That's a great fucking book.
Do the stuff you couldn't do because like the show's over. Do that.
She gets murdered in that.
Yeah, give us more of these characters. Like the fact that we have these episodes about Dooku and they like make him, they give him so much more depth. You can do that again for every Star Wars character.
Yeah.
Any Jedi.
Do you think that they can do you think that they can do the Satine and Obi-Wan story that everyone?
Yeah, I would love to see.
Oh
that.
yeah, you want to see that in Tales of the Jedi?
Yeah, like where he like that year where he's on that where he's on.
Yeah, like young Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan like working there.
Yeah.
Dude, to me, what Tales of the Deadeye. I love Red Dead Redemption.
Execute Order 66.
No, call me an idiot if I sound like a real dipshit dumb fuck. Oh man,
you're a dipshit dumb fuck.
Oh god damn it, not again. Okay, well, stop me if I sound like a real dumbass. But you didn't do it. Wow, okay. Okay, that was good. Oh man, no. Tales of the Jedi season 2. Just do the Crystal Crisis, like the shit that they didn't finish for Clone Wars. Finish that off and just release it because they're contained arcs anyway. Right, You've got it. It's done, and we don't need to watch it in content. We get it. Like these episodes were all set at different periods. It's not like I watched the Anakin training Ahsoka one and I went, oh, where the fuck does this take place? Well, probably in the Clone Wars, I'm gonna guess. Like, I get, you know what I mean?
I think they were kind of dumb though to start with the Ahsoka as a baby one, just because.
I disagree.
If you only start with that one, like if you tell someone, "Hey, watch Tales of the Jedi, it's great," and they watch the first one, they're like, "What the fuck?"
I disagree because you watch that one and you go, "Yeah, okay," and then you get to the second one, which is the first Dooku one, and I'm like. It's like sort of Nazi. It's like Nazi inspired. It's like World War II kind of shit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they've got their house, they've got the soldiers lined up, and it's like, oh, it's quite dark. That's really good. And then you get the next Dooku one, you're like, oh shit. Then you get to the third Dooku one, and you're like, fuck yeah. Like,
here's what I think they should do.
Go on.
I think I don't know. I think it's a little weird that they released like 3 episodes of Dooku, and like I honestly think they could condense them into like one maybe long episode. But I think they should just do, like, don't confine yourself to the Clone Wars era or even before. Go everywhere. You know how
Tales of the Jedi,
exactly. In like the Rise of Skywalker, they mentioned that like
okay, maybe let's not go that far into the future. No, let's maybe just they mentioned like that
Luke finally his tale.
They went to like Exegol. I want to see like Luke adventures. I want to see I want to see that. I want to see characters like that's mostly what I want is characters that maybe we can't do in live action. Maybe the time's up for that, and also maybe like I just want to see fucking everything.
I mean, I don't know though. Like, do you think Mark Hamill could even voice act? Like, I don't know.
He's not. He's famously not a voice actor ever. He's never done anything voice acting. Yeah. I think that would be fucking awesome.
Now we can speech people until they're like dead for hundreds of years now. You know what I really like about this Star Wars episode?
Mando.
I love that Hunter has nothing to say. It's so refreshing to just talk, be passionate. He's got nothing to say.
I'll say this thing. I'm sorry, you've awoken me. I love Star Wars, but I think out of all of us, I like it the least amount. I wouldn't consider myself like a major Star Wars fan. Compared to you guys here. You guys love this way more than I do. I always check out the things that I like with Star Wars, but I'm kind of like JD where I pick and choose my things here. So yeah, I'll probably watch Andor because you guys hyped it up. I'll probably check out the rest of Tales of the Jedi because I was always planning on doing that, but I'm in no rush to do it because I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan in the end. I keep up with the franchise. I enjoy it, but I'm not in a rush to just consume every single media that it comes out of it.
Comes you said come oh look at my cat sleeping, it's so cute. I just want to say I like that final episode with Ahsoka. It's like from the Ahsoka novel, which is a good novel, and if you want to listen to the audiobook, it's voiced by Ashley Eckstein, which is good. There's a period of time where I read,
that is pretty cool actually.
There was a period of time where I read every Star Wars book. I remember the point when I stopped. It was when they released the Phasma novel, and I went, maybe I'm not going to read every Star Wars book, and I haven't read one since. Like, I really need to read, like, they've got the new Thrawn trilogy. They've got like Ascendancy and shit like that. I really want to read those because I read the earlier Thrawn books, and then like Phasma came out. I'm like, maybe I'll just not do that. Don't really care. But dude,
but she's Chrome.
That final episode,
Let's go
it's completely
Chrome
different. It's oh my god, that is the line in that fucking movie. Let's go Chrome Dome. That's he's right behind me, isn't he? That's the level of line that is. They fly now. Fuck me. Oh man. Oh god, I think I do hate the sequels. I'm always that guy that goes, "Who cares?" Maybe I really do.
Let the hate flow through.
Like I did. There's not a single creative decision that I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I can't think of. I like Exegol as a planet. It looks cool. It's in the Darth Vader comics. Cool. And that,
they do look
cool. Thank Jar Jar Abrams. Go woke, go broke. God.
This is the JD I know. But anyway, that last episode, they completely changed it from the book. But when she fights that Inquisitor, she's got no lightsabers. He swings and she just dodges, grabs it, and just fucking cuts him down. I was like, this is so legit, man. Like, Ahsoka is the best. Great I'm actually curious. What do you guys think of Rosario Dawson as live action Ahsoka?
I like it a lot.
It works.
I think it works.
I think she's a bit Ahsoka.
I know she's like Ahsoka the Wise now or whatever.
But she's a bit dry.
A little dry, but I don't think that's like. I think in her show she'll be better. I think that she'll be
Rosario Dawson has a lot of charisma. Yeah, so I'm like, bring that out.
I think it is a bit like subdued, but I don't think that's not intentional.
I'm a little scared to talk about Rosario Dawson with you guys because then we're gonna start talking about Marvel Netflix, and if we start on Marvel
Netflix, that's Claire.
30 minutes later.
That's weird that Claire Temple's role in that universe is just to fuck every character. Like, why is she?
It should have been me.
I should have been Daredevil, Luke Cage at such and such and such and such.
I wish.
If only they casted JD as Luke Cage.
Yeah, he looks just like him.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'd like to apologize. I'd like to apologize in advance for whatever's going to come of this. Whatever's going to.
What are going to what?
Is
there more?
Is there another
Star Wars.
Is there another Star Wars show?
I think we hit it.
I don't think there is.
It'll be another. It'll be another 23 months before we do another episode.
Yeah, get hyped for episode 3
coming in.
Yeah. In 2025.
If you like this Star Wars show and you want more, check out Dungeons and Dragons episode 2 coming out in a couple weeks.
Maybe next week.
And
maybe
next week.
Maybe.
Watch Andor. Stream Andor. If you haven't watched Andor, fucking watch it. Please.
If you don't have the patience
not that it needs
to watch
it's doing well, but
fuck you.
Yeah, no, seriously, if you don't have the patience to watch it, you're a child. Like, fucking just watch it.
This episode is sponsored by Star Trek.
Yeah. Thank you, our special guest, Diego Luna.
He's just on your bed.
Hello.
He just kind of leans in like, oh.
All right, I think this is, I'm the guy running the show. I think we should do just a quick couple minutes of Star Wars impression interactions, all right?
Oh,
interactions, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation as different Star Wars characters, okay?
All right, I got a character. Ready?
Yeah,
I'll start.
I got a character.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, no, you start.
You start? Okay, so this is
Wait, don't say it. Just we'll guess.
Okay.
That's how
JD. That's exactly
like me pronouncing that girl's last name from when you the clip.
I was gonna say that's how JD heard Leia and Obi-Wan.
All right.
God, I love Star Wars aliens.
Yeah, oh no!
Size noodles, bro. Really?
Exactly.
Great shit. Someone go next one.
I really like this music, master, but I wish you would stop singing.
It's the only one you can do.
It's the only one I could actually do correctly. I don't know. Maybe I could do like a Kylo Ren.
Harrison Ford.
You do like a Jabba. Just go like Misako Pata.
Han Solo. Everyone do their Palpatine.
Hunted my father.
Palpatine?
Ooh, that was good, Hunter. That's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Stormtrooper.
This Jabba fella's been on my back for the past 7 years, and I just can't get him off it.
That's actually not a bad
Can't get him
Ford.
off.
He does a pretty good. He does a pretty good Ford. He does a pretty good Ford.
It's a Harrison Ford. It's more
Say-
young.
say
I know,
what
like
you
older
do,
Harrison
you'll
Ford's
really
like,
silly yourself as Harrison
hey
Ford.
kid,
Hey kid,
hey kid.
You didn't fucking tell me.
Yeah, you didn't fucking tell me.
Hey, you're the Red Hulk, man. You're the Red Hulk.
I'm
Who's
gonna
your
be
favorite
your captain.
Avenger?
I don't care.
All right, someone another impression. Go. Oh no!
I only did the call.
I think. Well, you love when I say so fat and satisfied.
Oh,
What-
I
what-
love
what
it.
else
Oh,
does
dude,
he say?
You do the Cassian Andor one so fucking well. Can you say I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old?
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Or
God
like-
damn, that's good. God
That's
damn, you
pretty
do that
good,
well,
yeah.
dude.
We've
When
all
you
done
pulled that
terrible
out on
things
TV,
for the Empire or for the Republic.
You know,
For-
Harper,
for the
your
rebellion.
your Luke
Yeah.
impression
Well
wasn't
done,
bad when he
terrible
did
thing
like
for
the
the
teaser
rebellions.
for this
the
episode.
Force is strong in my family. That's just because he's like, it's like a vague, soft American.
It's very
accent.
just yeah. He
Yeah.
doesn't have like a recognizable voice.
No,
What do you
I
do with
disagree.
Kylo?
I
Didn't
just
what do
think
you do
it's
with Kylo Ren at some point? Was that Harper? or-
I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I have the strength. to do it.
but I don't know if the strength to do it.
Grandfather.
That lightsaber belongs to me.
I'll show you the dark side.
I love that guy. I really do.
He's
I
pretty
do
good. He's the
too.
best
I'm
part of
like
those
the one
movies.
person,
Yeah.
but I do.
He's the best part of this movie. The best part to me of Rise of Skywalker is when he turns into Ben Solo and gets a light, like pulls the lightsaber behind
Yeah.
back, and he's like, oh,
He doesn't have a single line except for ouch.
Yeah, man. You know,
That's all right.
I would like to I would like to publicly apologize actually, because I remember in the original episode for Star Wars, I said that I didn't really care that he died. And I have since rewatched The Rise of Skywalker, and that movie fucking sucks. And I think I came out of it like I think I came out of it a little like there are moments I like and there are things I will defend, but that movie sucks. That's all I really have to say. And
It's
they
so
should
much
not
worse
have
than-
killed him.
To absolutely fucking nobody.
They needed him. They needed him, and they killed him. I don't know why.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
kill off the
Dude,
best character.
That movie is so much worse. Whenever Tyler goes, I like The Last Jedi. Like I go, well, it's not Rise of Skywalker. Like I really
Yeah,
hate
at
it.
least The Last
Really
Jedi is
so-
about something, you know.
Dude, the plot of when they've got Archie of Bestoon from the Vader comic. They've got his knife to measure a certain point where the Death Star
Honestly,
is sitting.
okay,
to
that's
the-
something I don't think is
Yeah.
that dumb because like the Force or
very
something.
dumb.
I don't. I
No,
honestly,
no,
yeah,
no,
but it is
Force
dumb.
is-
Yeah.
no one's there.
Hey, Harper,
I
Harper,
don't
need
know,
some more
Destiny.
impressions here.
It's just
more
like,
impressions.
what if that knife got like rust on it and like pieces chipped off? Or like what if the Death Star like
Jedi mind
shifted
trick.
a little bit
The
after
old
10
Jedi.
years? Like, it
think of
sounds
some,
like
like, Clone
something
Wars
in like a Dungeons and Dragons plot that someone would change their
Oh,
mind
here we
before
go.
actually
Here we
committing.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go
I'm
again.
serious there. Like it's such a bad plot point. It's a video game plot point
Yeah.
that like
It's a
doesn't
bad
work.
movie.
Yeah.
Who
But
could
it
do the
should
best?
be
Who could
better.
do the best Yoda? Full grown men doing a Yoda impression.
I can't actually do a
Ooh.
Yoda. It's disappointed me since I was a kid.
Well, Yoda's a weird one because you always want to go like prequels where he's like a bit sillier, but then like
No,
like,
I hate
He's not
the
sillier in the prequel.
No, his voice sounds.
You know what I
his voice is
love?
fu-
No, but I love because in the original trilogy, you can at least understand what Yoda's saying, but everything is so stretched out in the prequels where he goes like, what is he says like fire on all of the cylinder. What does he say? He goes, there's one line in particular I can't fucking think of, but he says it backwards, obviously, because he's Yoda, but it's so frustrating because I'm like, just talk like a normal fucking person.
Oh,
Yaddle talks like a normal person.
It's make a perimeter around the survivor or perimeter make around the survivor. He says it so far, and you're like, dude, just say make a perimeter around them. Like
Let George write another line.
around a perimeter around the
survivors.
survivors. Make we must. That's what it is. You're like, come on.
You fucking dyslexic frog.
Yeah, he's
I
like
hated
so, and it's even funny. We've got Tales of the Jedi now, and we know that his species can talk normally. So
He's
either
just
he's
a
just
weird
a
guy.
fuckhead,
He's a little
because
guy.
Yaddle rocks up and she's like, "Hi, I'm Yaddle, and I'm talking."
Yeah, what's up,
completely
yo?
normally."
I'm
And then Yoda's
Yaddle.
just like,
What's up? I hope
My
I
name
don't
is
get killed.
Yaddle, yo.
No.
My name is Yaddle, yo. Yoda is my cousin, yo. But yeah,
Yo,
she talks like a normal fucking person. And did you think like Yoda just got like hit by a rock when he was a kid or something?
I think so. I think so.
Well, did you actually hear what the explanation was, at least from Frank Oz, where he said like
talking
Yoda's
ancient,
just so
yeah,
old?
like,
Yeah, I guess I buy that, but also shut up.
Shut
He
the
talks
fuck
in
up. I'd rather it just be that. I'd rather it just be that he has a unique way of talking. Like you don't need to explain. Oh, he's talking an ancient form of. I don't give an ancient fuck.
No, he's just
like
saying
I don't
sentences
care.
and he's just cutting and pasting. Like, yeah.
Yoda impression. What's a Yoda line? What's a Yoda line?
You gone the Clone Wars has.
That's why you fail. Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. Every time I think of a Yoda impression, I think of. Have you guys seen The In-Betweeners?
No.
Okay, it's like
Isn't
a British.
It's an Australian show, right?
No, it's a British.
show.
It's a British comedy show, but there's a part in that where like one of the really nerdy guys goes, "Feisty one you are," and then everyone makes fun of him for doing this fucking Yoda impression. And ever since I watched it, I'm like scared to do a Yoda impression because I'm like, man, I'm gonna get called a fucking
All right,
nerd.
no, don't worry. This is a judgment-free zone. Give us your best Yoda. We won't judge you. What a fucking loser!
This guy.
Harper, I love how you said in the Yoda.
Yoda say do not know.
Marry me, will you?
Oh god, I hate that. I hate that scene. So like the way he says it, I hate the way it comes out. Ugh.
It's you're supposed to hate it.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be cringy, so it's okay.
What are you talking about?
In the office when Michael proposes, to Holly, he says it like Yoda.
I talking about Star Wars, bro. I was like, when
he says
Yoda
it like he does a Yoda impression when he proposes.
It's so bad.
I've never seen The Office. See, I think Yoda impressions might just be inherently cringe because no one else is Frank Oz.
They're supposed to be.
My name is Josh Harper. Yo.
My name is Josh Harper. Yo, Josh Harper. I am.
God.
Okay.
What's another one? No,
Chewbacca.
I can't do a Chewie like.
I can't do a Chewie either.
No, I've never been
I
able
can't
to
either.
do. I can, but I can't.
Can you give me your best Tusken Raider?
Wait, no, what about
That's easy. That's
what about
You can clip
you know-
this show, so it's just gonna be us grunting and making noises.
you know that Obi-Wan's lizard in the third one where it's like
Yeah.
yeah, where he's been the crate dragon.
yeah.
He goes like, oh. You're like, "Oh." If I was
then it
out to
gets
do
fucking
I'd
blown
hide
up
behind
and
the
you're like,
CGI
"No."
rocks as well, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Trying to think of another.
You truly belong with us underneath the stars.
All right, give me your best Jar Jar. Let's hear it.
Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant.
I honestly can't think of I can't think of
Step in the big doo-doo.
I can't
Mr.
think of a Jar Jar line.
We are best friends now.
You know what? The part that I hate the most with Jar Jar is when he's like sticking his tongue out at the dinner table and Qui-Gon like grabs it and like springs it back into his. It's so dumb.
It's like the mask. It's literally like the mask for a minute.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey comes up.
Or when his
Shut
tongue
the fuck up.
doesn't his tongue go numb? Like he like accidentally.
Yeah,
hits
because he
it?
like licks the lightning on the pod racer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what an idiot. People unironically thought, yeah, he's a Sith Lord. Idiots.
No, that is the stupidest thing.
They just wanted him
No
to be
one
anything.
really believes that, surely.
There's got to be at least like 10 people out there who are like, I mean, maybe. Well,
What's
you can't
another
touch-
Star Wars?
You can't touch the lightsaber there, Harper.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'll
You just
put it
lost your
down. I'm
hand.
so sorry. Oh man. Oh wait. Oh no. I can't. What's another Star Wars person?
Throw out another voice.
I got no idea. I'm
I think
running
you
out.
missed the essentials.
Are you seriously leaning on the cauldron of the cosmos? No, that's not.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I think
Star
we
Wars
did
character.
it. Yeah, I think we did it.
Did it.
All right.
Next episode coming in 22 months.
How do you end a Star Wars episode?
I
It'd be
think
like-
you got to end it with a Cassian Andor line. Tyler, look one up.
Oh, come on. All right.
One.
I'll look one up as quick as I can.
Look one up.
Andor line.
I think you guys have seen the show.
But you
Yeah, you
remember
haven't.
every little line he
Okay,
says.
Hunter.
He's asking
if
for
you can-
one line.
Okay, Hunter.
But, okay, he goes like, so fat and satisfied, they could never expect that I would walk their floors, spit in their food, steal their gear. There you go. There's a line.
See you in 2 years.
God, I am hard.